Good morning. Thanks again for joining us on our 2017 Day of Giving. So great to have you back with us. Earlier we had our kickoff show, Mr. Huggard, and two of the seniors from the class of 2017. Now we're joined by four guests. Let's introduce them to you. We have junior here at Kellenberg Memorial, Kate Burns. Sitting next to her is Mrs. Margaret York from the class of 2003 here at Kellenberg. Sitting next to Mrs. York is her husband, Mr. York, from the class, Mr. Robert York, excuse me, class of 2001. And our next guest was originally supposed to join us via a live Skype call, but when he heard we were doing our Day of Giving here, he decided he wanted to come in and join us. Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Mr. Kevin Buckley joining us in studio today. I think we clap for it. But thanks to you all for being with us here today. Mr. and Mrs. York, let's start with you guys. What brought you back to Kellenberg Memorial after graduating?
Well, for me, there was no question where I wanted to teach. I'd wanted to be a teacher my whole life. And I came to Kellenberg. I graduated in '03, like you said, and there was no question to me about where I was going to teach. And so the opportunity arose, and I came back, and I've been here now for 10 years, and I love every minute of it.
Mr. York?
Well, for me, I would say teaching was not something that I wanted to be when I grew up, but I found a vocation here as a teacher, and Kellenberg helped foster that. I went off to college. I worked in the private sector, did a couple odd jobs here and there, and then I actually got a phone call from the man who's sitting here to my left, Mr. Kevin Buckley, who asked me to come in as an assistant coach. And that was around the fall of 2006. I was an assistant coach for track, and then I was very blessed to have a teaching position in 2007 and been here ever since.
And what do you both teach?
So I teach freshman scripture. I also have taught math, so some of you watching out there may have had me for math. But I teach freshman scripture, and I love it. It's great.
And I started actually as a computer teacher. I taught 10 sections of sophomores, 5 ACEs and 5 BDFs, and got to really know the sophomore class actually very, very well. And then eventually evolved into a religion position where I teach 8th grade and 10th grade currently. And I'm involved too with retreats and involved in guidance as well. So it's been wonderful.
At junior Kate Burns, you are notable here at Kellenberg with speech and debate. You've been to many competitions. What has Kellenberg allowed you to do?
Kellenberg has allowed me to do so many things. Before coming here, I was really shy, and Kellenberg has allowed me to break out of my shell and join things like speech and debate and really just like get my name out there in a way.
Mr. Buckley, let's take it over to you. Thanks again for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
What did Kellenberg mean to you?
It was not just a career, not just a profession, it was a vocation. I mean, I'm a teacher. I've been teaching since 1972, and I wound up here, and it was the best place I had been. I was here for 29 years. Enjoyed almost every minute of it, because you can't enjoy every single minute of everything. But I really enjoyed my stay here. Now that I'm not here, yes, I do miss it. Okay, thought it was time to retire. Kind of had enough when I moved on to coaching in college, but I miss it. I miss all the faculty. I miss the administrators. Specifically, I miss all the kids. I miss the teaching. I miss the comedy. And it was a great run. Okay, and I recommend it. And it's a great place, and I would recommend anybody sending their kids here. It's a great place.
Mr. Buckley, what are some of your most profound, your most memorable memories at Kellenberg?
I have to think of some silliness in the way of the profoundness. I actually love when kids would come back and say, they're in college, or even over the summer they would come in and say, we went to this museum, we went to this art place, we were in this town in Germany or France or something, and we know this from history, and I knew more than the tour guide, and I knew more than, so it's, those are profound things. Of course, I love the teaching aspect. I love history, and I think I did as well as I could to imbue that love of history to the students. And maybe they can take something on from that, even if they're not history majors as they go on, or lawyers. As far as the world of cross country and track and field, I do that forever, and I still do that, and I love the competition. Since I can't compete anymore for a long time, it's good to have other people. It's not that vicarious, but it is some vicarious to see, men and women you've coached advance on and keep running and enjoy it as a life experience. But it was just a pleasure the whole time, and I could probably think of 150 different instances, but right now I'm having trouble coming up with them. But students here are so well prepared for college. I mean, they'll know that when they get there. The kids and the people who were there know that they were well prepared for college. And it's a great place, and at the price, it's also a good bargain compared to some of the other schools. So I'm back here, and because I'll keep coming back for different things. Not the shill for the school, but the fact this is where I spent 29 years of my life, and I enjoyed 97.9% of it.
Kate, Mr. Buckley talks about these moments that he remembers so fondly at Kellenberg. When you hear the name Kellenberg, when you hear of your school, what is the first thing that comes to mind? What comes to your mind when you think about Kellenberg Memorial?
Home. Like, Kellenberg really is a second home to me. I'm here pretty much every day doing school or a different club or activity, and in everything that I'm involved with, I've really formed a family for myself. I've gotten really close to the administration and all the other students, and it's really just a beautiful place to go to school, and I find myself like every day waking up wanting to be here.
And Mr. and Mrs. York, when you hear that Kellenberg name as your students here and you've come back as faculty, what comes to mind?
Well, for me, I completely agree with what Kate said. This is a family. This is my family. This is my home. I wake up every morning and I love to come to work. I love sharing memories of when I was a student. I love the memories of teaching here. And I agree that this is just an amazing, amazing place. There's never a day where you don't feel welcome or loved. You are welcome and loved. And every one of my students are my children. That's really the way I feel. And even our son Anthony, who's 4, he knows it here. He loves it. He was here yesterday running around. He knows where everything is, and he'll see a Kellenberg logo on a car and be like, "Oh, that's Kellenberg." So he bleeds blue and gold too.
I would say relationships. That's the big thing that I could take from that. To piggyback off of Peggy and Kate, as the family atmosphere, I love the relationships with the faculty. I look forward to the 38 minutes in the classroom, but I very much look forward to the 6th period that I have off to have lunch and share life experiences with our friends. We go to baptisms together with their children. We go away on vacations over the summer with them. We share a life together with them, and that's ultimately what we have here. It's not a separated faculty by department in different offices and rooms. Everybody convenes. It's such a great community that they're lifelong relationships I've made that I never thought I'd make.
And Mr. Buckley, question for you. Throughout all your years here, why should someone donate to Kellenberg Memorial?
I'd certainly like to keep a legacy going, just to pay back, if they have the money at the time, to pay back something from what was given to them here. And it is it's home, it's relationships, it's fun. The students here grow here. Some of the old slogans, a wonderful place to grow. Well, it's exactly true. I mean, you grow from children coming here as early as the 6th grade or keep coming in high school, and they flourish. And not always going to work out right for every single kid and every single time, but the vast majority have, of the graduates have real good things to say about this. And if you can keep a legacy going and keep the funding going and it keeps the tuition down, again, you get a great bang for your buck here, I would say.
Kate, as a current student, why do you think people at home should donate and should give back to Kellenberg Memorial?
Well, Kellenberg is certainly a beautiful place, but from the donations, we could do so much more than we already do. I mean, there are many opportunities that Kellenberg offers to all of their students, but with the donations and with this day of giving, we could further prosper from it.
All right. Thanks all. Talking to you all was awesome. You know what? Let's read off some donations that have come in so far. We've gotten a lot of donations so far. Let's read them off. We'll do one at a time. I'll start here. We'd like to thank current student Katie Brown for her generous donation of $100. Kate?
We'd like to thank current parents Matthew and Louisa for their donation of $100.
Thank you to our alum from the class of 2011, Matt, who has given $25.11 because he is the class of 2011.
And we'd like to thank current parents Pat and Sharon for their generous gift of $100.
Thanking our current parents, Gil and Francine's, a $50 donation in honor of brother Kenneth, with sincere gratitude for all you do to make Kellenberg so special. God bless you.
We'd like to thank current parents Randy and James for their $30 donation.
We'd like to thank current parents Elena and Joseph for their $30 donation.
Thank you to current parents Maria and William for their $100 donation, who commented that they love Kellenberg.
Thank you to our alumni parents Gerald and Elise for their generous gift of $250.
And current parents Michael and Loretta, $250.
Thank you, guys. Now let's take a look. Let's stand up. And we're going to take a look at our total board. Let's reveal how much we've gotten so far as our day of giving. Here we go, $8,960 so far during our 2017 Day of Giving. Stay with us because coming up in our 11:15 show, we'll take you live to our Maria Regina Chapel for midday prayer. Also, Father Thomas Cardone and the students of the Lord's Mission Trip will be here talking prayer life here at Kellenberg. That and so much more as our 2017 Day of Giving rolls on.